And then at about the 34-second mark, it got another 100 conversions. So this must be where they have a kind of a call to action in the video that's encouraging people to actually do it. So you know that this campaign now has had 200 conversions. All right, so just to kind of make sure I'm going to answer your question. So brand new, and so your first thought is, okay, first, how do I get templates, right? So how do I know that the templates are going to work, and then how do I know that that my client should see results, and then how to tell my clients they should get results? Am I kind of getting that right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, let's start first with where to get templates from. All right, so there's a couple different places that you can get templates from, and each one has its positives and its negatives to that solution. So the first place, let me just go ahead real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull up UpHex here. The first place obviously is going to be the UpX Library. So what we do here at UpHex, when we're building out this library, we get our templates from a few different sources. So one, we do our own research. We can see what you guys are doing inside of your UpHex account, so we can see kind of what's working, what's not. And so then we're able to use those as kind of jumping off points for other templates that we can build out. We also have a number of like internal tools and stuff that really help us dive into what's working and what's not. We've also got a lot of experience with Facebook ads. So we've been running Facebook ads, like I said, since 2009. I've been doing Google ads since even before then. And so a lot of experience in terms of the online digital marketing space here. So we utilize that experience to give kind of a foundational point for these templates. And that's one of the key points about our library that I just want to make sure everybody understands is our library is the foundation. I mean, you can definitely take templates and you can launch them and go as is. As to the results that those templates will get, you will see some variation in it because we're trying to make things more broad-based. The templates can have a little bit of some performance hits in that regard. So what you want to do first, if you're going to pull a library from our template, is look it over and say, okay, so let's say, for instance, Lori, I'm going to pick on you just because you've been on like every Wednesday class. It's been amazing. So I know your agency pretty well now. So Lori, she does stuff with car detailing and things. So let's say she goes into our template library. She sees a template for car detailing in there. And I don't know, do we have one for car detailing? I don't even know anymore. Let's see. Automotive.
Sort of in automotive.
Yeah, we have car wash. So, but let's just say that there was one in here for car detailing. All right, so she would go in and she'd say, okay, well, I've got, clients, or I want to get clients, and this is great, but I know for my clients, they're not going to want to do X, Y, Z, right? Or they specialize in this really cool car wash style, right? That because you know the type of clients that you're going after and what makes them unique. So you'll then use this template to then say, okay, this is a great base. Let me make some tweaks and changes to the template in terms of how to phrase maybe the offer or maybe some of the special features that are involved. And then you're able to have a template that you're pretty confident will go out and will work right out of the gate. So there's your first place that you can get a template from. The next place that you can get a template from is going to be the Facebook Ads Library. So Facebook has made it to where, and also TikTok, and I'll show TikTok here in a second, but the Facebook Ad Library shows everybody who's actively running ads on Facebook. And so again, we'll just keep with Lori's here. So if we wanted to see somebody who is doing car detailing, right, so I can put that in here into our keywords, and I can see everybody who's doing car detailing. Now here's a trick that I like to do with the Facebook Ad Library. So I like to go into the filters. I'm going to put my language here for English, right? And then what I want to do is I want the status to be active. So what this is telling Facebook is I want ads that are actively running on Facebook today, right? So right now they're active on Facebook. But then I want to change this impression date, okay? I'm going to change this impression date to be back let's say December 1st through December 31st. We'll just do through the month of December. So what this is telling Facebook now is I want to know who's running ads today who was also running that exact same ad back in December. So why we want to do that is the theory, right? Because Facebook doesn't give you the exact results, and this is where TikTok has a little bit of a leg up. But it's because with Facebook, the theory is if they started running these ads in December or even later, and they're still running today, they must be working, right? Because why would somebody be putting marketing dollars for months into Facebook and not getting any business back? Okay, and especially with local lead gen, typically the owners are a lot more sensitive to their cost per lead. So they're a lot more willing to turn a campaign off if it's not working and they'll do it a lot more quickly than say somebody with a big budget, right? You have somebody with a multi-million-dollar budget, they can let a campaign that's not working run for a while because they've got the money to kind of burn. Local lead gen does not have that. So now what we're looking at are the campaigns that are running today here on February 1st that were running also back in December. So we've got, like, for instance, this campaign here that started back on December 6, 2022, right? We can even go back further. So these are all campaigns now that started back in November, right? We can even go back. So here's some that are starting all the way back in October, right? So this grit detailing, they've been running this same campaign since October 13th of 2022, and it is still running today. So this gives you really good confidence that this campaign works. From there, you can then build a template based off of it, right? So you can copy and paste the ad copy. I would highly recommend you edit it. There's lots of tools now, especially with things like ChatGPT that you can utilize. We're going to be building out a tool inside of UpHex actually where you can take this and it'll automatically kind of reword things for you because we don't want to be plagiarizers. That's not cool. But we can use kind of the foundational things that they've figured out and build a template, right? So now in case of Lori, she may look at this and say, hey, look, this is ceramic coating. My clients do ceramic coating. This is basically a proven offer because it's October 13th. I can now build something similar, right? So you now know the offer, you now know the picture, in this case, the video that they use. They're buffing out a Mustang, right? So it kind of gives you an idea of what you could also do creative-wise, ad copy-wise, and whatnot. So there's your second stop that you can go to. Your third stop, and this will give you the most confidence in terms of your results, is going to be the TickTock Ad Library. Now, the reason why this is my third stop is TikTok ads are very different from Facebook ads. Now, it's starting to converge because Facebook is doing a lot more with Reels, which is their TikTok competitor software or program. So we're starting to see more ads kind of seem more TikTok-ish as time is going along. But the ad creative is very different for TikTok than it is for Facebook. So that's something that you just want to keep in mind. So when you're utilizing the TikTok ad library, you're going to want to look at what are the words that they're using, what's the messaging that they're going to use, right? You're not going to necessarily copy the video that may be going on, but listen to the words, listen to how they frame things, listen to the offer, and that'll give you a good idea of where to start. But what's really cool with TikTok is I can go in, similar to Facebook, I can search for what's actively running right now on TikTok, right? And then I can pull up this campaign, and then I can see how many conversions did they get. So we know that at around the 9-second mark, this campaign has gotten 100 conversions. And then at about the 34-second mark, it got another 100 conversions. So this must be where they have a kind of a call to action in the video that's encouraging people to actually do it. So you know that this campaign now has had 200 conversions that TikTok is telling you they have actually happened. So that's a really, really good sign for a good campaign, right? So you can see the click-through rates, I mean, all kinds of different stuff in here, right? So you can kind of get an idea of how this campaign performs. And what's cool is it also gives it to you along the time frame of the video itself, okay? So TikTok will give you huge depth of knowledge in terms of, is this a successful campaign or not? And then, like I said, you'll take, you obviously you can't copy and paste this video, right? But you can use this to base your ad copy off of, right? You can look at what the offer is that they're doing, the pricing point that it's at, and then you can build a similar template based off of this ad that they're doing and expect not exact results, but similar results because it's obviously working, okay? The last stop that you can go to, so those are all free tools. The last stop that you can go to is something like SEMRush. All right, so this is it's an SEO tool. It's an organic search tool. It's pretty cool. But one of the things that you're able to do, and there's other things out there like SpyFu is another one that's out there, but you can also look at Google Ads. All right. So, and this is where, again, we can go into like ads history here. We can look up car detailing. So we can look up everybody who's currently running ads on Google. And again, we can see how long have they been running those ads, how many ads are they running, right? So we've got this detailing empire. They've been running ads, right? They haven't run ads in a long time, so we can see who's been running ads more recently. And we can kind of see what are they saying. So mobile car detailing, here's what their ad text is, all that kind of stuff. And then you can even, with the keywords, you can even go in and you can see, okay, how many clicks do these keywords get? So you can kind of gauge. So let's look at car detailing here, right? And Google's really cool because you can kind of get a gauge of how much of an audience is there for this, right? So car detailing near me, there's over 246,000 people searching for that. So obviously it's an in-demand keyword. It's a great place for you to do Facebook ads, right? Versus, you know, a car detailing kit is only getting $6,600 a month, or $6,600, 6,600 searches a month, right? So maybe that's not as a big enough audience that you would do a Facebook campaign for, right? So it just also kind of gives you an idea of the types of things that you want to be going for. And then again, you can look at those ads. You can say, what are people doing, right? So I can look at that. I can see what questions people are asking, right? So how much is car detailing? So these are things that you can address in your ad copy because these are the questions people are asking. So how much is it? Where do I get it, right? Who details it, right? So those kind of questions you can answer in your ad copy to overcome all of those objections right from the get-go. And then, like I said, you can look at the ad copy and kind of see what's performing well, what are people doing, and all that kind of stuff. So those are the 4 places that you can do research for your template. So the first is the UpX Ad Library. We do a lot of that grunt work for you, but like I said, it's foundational. You want to then build your campaign to your clients on top of that. The next one would be the Facebook Ad Library. So again, and I would definitely use those filters so you can see what's been working long term. The longer it's been running, the higher likelihood of good success for your clients. The third place is the TickTock Ad Library, recognizing that you're not going to be able to use that exact TickTock ad, but you're going to use it to kind of build off of from there because it's going to give you the exact number of conversions, clicks, all that kind of stuff. It's really great data that they just give freely out there. And then the last stop, if you want to go with a paid tool, is something like SEMRush or SpyFu, where you can really dig in and have some great detail on those templates. So questions on that part, and then I'll get into the other 2 parts of your question. So before I move on, Andrew, do you have any questions?
No, that was a great explanation. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Part of your question was, so now that you got the templates, right, how do you know, and I guess it kind of part 1 and part 2 are kind of answered in there. How do you know if it's going to be successful, right? So there's going to be a couple things that you're going to look for, obviously, right? With the Facebook Ad Library, you want to see that there's length of time of what you're basing it off of. Another place, too, I forgot to mention as well, is Groupon. So if you do a Google Advanced Search, here's another great way, and this will really work if you're doing anything that has a dollar special amount. If you're doing stuff with like consultations, it's a little bit harder to use Groupon. But if you're going to do anything where you're actually going to be offering a special discount, this will tell you if this special discount is actually special. All right, so let's do car detailing. We'll just keep that as our example here. And then we're going to look at Groupon.com. So what I'm doing here is I'm telling Google, I want you to search Groupon.com for the words car detailing. And then it's going to pull up all the stuff that have car detailing, okay? So there's lots and lots of different search results in here. I'm trying to see if I can find one with some star ratings on here. I'll change this up from car detailing to dentist, because this will show you more kind of what I'm looking for here. All right, so if we go in, we're looking for dentists, right? So, and what we're looking for is, this is good. This one will probably work because it's got 14 ratings. We're trying to find stuff with a lot of ratings, preferably, right? But what you'll see when you go into Groupon, it'll tell you how many people have bought it, right? So 30 plus people have bought that offer. Let's see, what else do we got in here? Well, here's a quick car wash one, right? So 30 plus people bought this one. 230 people bought this one, right? So, and what's this one? This is where you can get a detail, right? So you get your car detailed for $89. 230 plus people bought that one. A complete interior detail for $75. 150 people bought that one, right? So now you know what kind of interest there is for this, because what's cool about Groupon is people prepay for these. So when Groupon's saying 150 plus people bought it, that means 150 people paid for it before even getting the service, right? So that means it was such a good offer, people were willing to actually put money down first. So it allows you to, again, have that confidence. If you're doing anything with money, we're going to do kind of a discount deal. Check to see what people are doing on Groupon and how many people have purchased it. If it's only got 5, 10 people that have purchased it, probably not a good offer. You got something with 50, 100, 200. I mean, I've seen Groupons with 5,000 plus people that have purchased it. That is a solid offer. You're going to just be able to get your client leads hand over fist with offers like that. And that's really where you're going to be able to have the confidence with your clients. And is this campaign going to work or not? Is the offer. Because offers are what drive the result, right? So we can work on the ad copy, we can work on the ad images, and those are all to dial things in. In order for a lead to actually submit their information, there has to be a compelling reason for it. And that comes down to the offer. What is the problem you're solving for? What's the solution you're giving? And does the solution you're going to give them decrease the lead's risk of handing over their information? And what I mean by that is, if you, we'll use Lori here with a car detailing. Sorry, Lori, I just like picking on you now. So let's say Lori creates a template and the offer, her public offer, right, is $300 for detailing. The problem with that is, one, it's a little high, even though that's maybe exactly what her clients are going to charge. But how does that decrease the risk for me as somebody on Facebook? I'm scrolling through, you've interrupted me, right? You've interrupted my videos or my posts that I'm looking at with your ad. And then you're basically telling me, give me $300 and I'll detail your car, right? That doesn't decrease my risk and doesn't make me want to hand over my personal information for you to then pester me for. But what would decrease my risk is I'm going there and you do something like make your car shine like this, right? And then when I click it, it's get a free quote, right? That helps decrease my risk because I'm not having to put out anything, right? I'm just saying, okay, I'm curious. Tell me what you're gonna give it for, and then we can negotiate a price out from there. So that's how you can really know whether or not the template's going to work, is going to be based off of the offer. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to marketing, the only way you truly know if something's going to work is if you test it. So then you actually have to put it out in the wild, and then you have to see, does it get results, right? So we can do all these foundational pieces. We can have really good confidence this should work, but it is until you put it out in the wild and people start clicking, people start filling out your form, people start going to your website, that you know that the audience actually wants it. And that's where you can look at some key performance data to see whether or not the audience actually wants it. You want to look at 3 core metrics. Okay, the first metric is your CPMs, right? And actually, I just released this tool. I can actually pull this up here real quick. So if you go to upx.com/optimize, I just released this tool where you'll be able to run these calculations and it'll tell you if there's problems with your campaign, right? So the first thing you want to look for is your CPMs, right? And what you're really looking for is, are you getting the number of impressions that you should in order to get a conversion. As a general rule of thumb, you need 1,000 impressions to get one conversion. Some campaigns, they're going to blow it out of the water. They're going to convert way better than that. But as a general rule of thumb, it takes 1,000 impressions to get one conversion. So are you able to deliver 1,000 impressions, right? So you want to look at that. The next big number that you want to pay attention to is what's called your click-through rate. So these are the number of people who click on the ad. So they saw the ad and then they clicked on it. A typical click-through rate needs to be 1% or higher, okay? If you're below 1%, it depends on how much lower, and that's where this calculator actually comes into play. It'll help show you if you're really off on it or not. But 1% is what you're shooting for. And then the other one that you want to shoot for is your conversion rate. You want it to be 10%, okay, as your baseline. Those are all your baseline numbers. 1% click-through rate, 1% conversion rate, and then you want to be delivering 1,000 impressions at least per day. So whatever your budget needs to be to deliver 1,000 impressions per day. You do that, you'll be able to get enough data to then start making adjustments, okay? Any questions on that component? Then we'll get to the last part of your question.
No, that's awesome. That's a great tool.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, definitely check it out. Mess around with the numbers. It's definitely, I think, going to help you guys out with that. And then the last little bit, which is telling you, how do you tell your clients that these things are proven? Well, until you have a library, right? So UpHex, we also run an agency on as well. So this is UpHex was actually created to scratch our own itch. Okay, so we built this software back in 2019, or we started building this software back in 2019 to help improve our internal operations, and then it's just kind of grown into its own massive thing. Once you get enough clients, then you'll be able to start looking at how are templates performing, right? So these are all the different templates that our clients are running right now. We can see all the data and whatnot. You know, we have a lot of historical data, right? We can go back. I mean, I could go back all the way even further than this, but I can look at all of 2022, right? And I can see how are things performing. So this gives us a lot of empirical evidence to give our clients, right? So when a client comes to us brand new and they're saying, hey, what campaign should I run? What campaign should I start with? We can say with confidence, you need to run this campaign, or you need to run this campaign, or you need to run this campaign, because we have verified data that's telling us this is what you need to do. So in the meantime, when you don't have that data, how you can phrase it and use those marketing terms that everybody loves, you can phrase it with, our campaigns are built on solid foundations that have proven results. Once we see how things are performing for you personally, we'll be able to adjust your campaign to dial it in to maximize your revenue, right? In other words, it's legalese, it's marketing speak for, we don't know if it's going to work, but we're pretty sure it's going to work. But you don't want to say those words. So instead, framing it like all of our campaigns are built with industry standards, have proven offers, right? Because you've done your research on these different things, proven offers. And once we get it into your campaign, our team will be able to review things constantly and make adjustments to maximize your results. That'll put basically everybody at ease.